Good morning, Callisto Grand.
Love it.
Oh, good morning, credit controllers, cash foxes, and coffee clubbers. Let's kick off your Thursday. I'm Stefan, streaming live from Hamburg, and with me today, as always, usually, always, is founder and CEO of Callisto Ground. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I'm in Budapest, a very foggy Budapest this morning. Lovely to see you all.
Yeah, Hamburg is not foggy, but a little bit of rain, and but already 4 degrees, so spring is on its way, right?
Spring is on its way.
So you've been in London last week, right?
I was, yes. That's why I couldn't sort of connect last week. I was, when we did our Espresso last week, I was standing on a platform of the London Underground, the Tube, and it was difficult to get a connection. But I was on our theme of February knowledge. I was actually, I was in London because we were preparing one of our Situation Room leadership workshops, so which was on the Friday, and it went really well. So yes, we don't just do everything online. We're very much moving around Europe as well. So yeah, it was a good week last week.
Great. How about a joke?
Yes. Well, I must tell you, actually, while I was in London, had the strangest feeling. I went into a coffee shop that I kind of felt, you know, that feeling when you're like, you've been somewhere before, and I thought, yeah, I know I've been here before. It was kind of like a, let's say, it was like a deja brew. Come on.
Come
on.
No, this was actually a good one and a short one. That's okay.
And mercifully short, yes.
So you just said our February program. Yes, it's all about knowledge. We started this already last Thursday. We'll continue, or maybe even repeat some of the things from last week, because now you're with us. And we will have a full hour next week with the Credit Control Coffee Club on February 19th, with a strong focus, of course, on the AI Knowledge Hub, but on everything else. Yes. And even our last Credit Control Espresso on February 26th. We will wrap up our Knowledge and Learning Month and have an outlook on March, which will be Credit Clinic Month. So knowledge, that's really a good part, right? Because I think even last time I asked this question, where does this knowledge come from? Do you have any clue, Mark?
Well, yes, this is the ultimate question, isn't it? But in terms of our knowledge hub that we're putting together, this particular source of knowledge comes from all the learning material we've been gathering in Callisto for since 2012, really. We've been amassing information in video form, PDFs, white papers, also all various forms, our qualification material. So all of this is currently in, shall we say, analog form, but with the use of large language models and AI and so on, we're digitizing all this information, and it's going to be available to all our members, just like ChatGPT and so on, at the press of a few buttons. So a really, really, really exciting innovation that's coming along. We're going to share this in more detail with everybody next week in the coffee club.
Yeah, great. I introduced another pyramid on last week. It's called the DIKW pyramid, and there are a lot of versions. If you Google it, you will, let's say, see a lot of colorful pyramids, some with a 4-layer structure, some with an even 5-layer structure. I focused on the classical one, which is the 4-layer structure. And last week, I introduced how it's working, right? How you come from data, because that's what the D stands for, up to wisdom, that's what the W stands for. So data, discrete object facts, observations comprised of symbols or characters, and they actually have no inherent meaning. Whereas information, it's already data with analyzed relationships and connections, and it starts to become useful, let's put it that way. Knowledge is, let's say, a lot of information put in context, so that the information actually provides insight and understanding. This is where the learning comes into play. And we will talk about wisdom in a minute, because it's better to have a specific example to run through rather than just the theory. So this is from data to wisdom, but you can also see it from past to future, actually, because your data is the past. In best case, it's real, near real time. Whereas, the decisions you will take will have an impact on the future. So if you're ready, Mark, let's run through one example. Of course, it's an order to cash on credit control example. So, and one of the favorite ones is, of course, a late payment. So I will just explain the different layers and how to get from one layer to the other. So the data point here could be, we do have an invoice number. Of course, we have the customer account that's connected to this invoice. We have an invoice date. We have a due date. We have an amount, roughly about 12K here. We don't have a purchase order number. And the status is that it's already 7 days overdue and that it's undisputed. That's the data level. So it's pure data. It's accurate. Hopefully it's accurate. It's detailed. There could be a lot of more information, of course, or data be available. But this is the one that we need right now. And although it's accurate and detailed, it's still useless on its own. So we can't take any action on that. Maybe we have a clue, but what's necessary is to derive information out of this data, not by just using the data we just see here. So we need to connect these data to maybe other data in our system. We need to apply categories. We maybe need to derive things, so calculate things. Maybe we even have to correct data as well. And let's say it's in the essence of all this that the data needs to be condensed, right? And then you might, in this example, get the information that not all invoices for this customer were overdue. Only invoices, roughly about 10 grand, show delays. Smaller invoices were paid on time or even before due date. And this is exactly the point where I think, and I will ask Mark how he sees, but this is where the data starts talking. So now data means something. It's not just data. We could derive information. Is this in line with what you see on a daily basis?
Oh, very, very much so. Yeah. I mean, you look at one thing in isolation, and you said that, and we kind of covered this last month with Goodhart's law and so on. But it needs to have, as it says, to contextualize that more around it. So as it says there on one figure, 12,000 and so on was one thing. Then you look at it a little bit further and you realize that that wasn't the whole story.
And this is exactly the point where, of course, knowledge is already important, existing knowledge, to maybe derive new knowledge from it. Because if you see, and I would call this a pattern for this specific customer, so what's a good idea? How should you put it in context or compare it? And here in this example, it makes sense to take a look at your portfolio, or at least at the part of your portfolio that's comparable to this customer, because it's the same group, maybe from a size point of view. So, and you should already think about in which direction this could go. So you need already some knowledge on how to do this, right? And in this example here, if you would have checked against your portfolio, you could even see the same pattern on portfolio level. So invoices with high amounts without purchase order numbers are delayed, were paid late. So it's more than likely that this triggers additional approvals. And this is exactly the point where it's now not longer about payment behavior. Payment behavior was the trigger. Now it's about, to learn how accounts payable works, right? High amounts without PO numbers trigger additional approvals, and approvals take time. You're still okay with that example, Mark?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And this is, I mean, this is a regular thing. And I was just thinking, like when I was a manager, I'd be saying to my colleagues who would reveal this, and I'd say, right, okay, so what is it telling us, and what do we need to do next, right? Which, and this is also where kind of technology kind of really comes into play, or reporting and so on. Is we've now got really useful data, information, and knowledge, which is information we can share with the business units, with the sales guys, and so on. That that we're not getting paid for our bigger ticket invoices, and these are the reasons why. This is root cause analysis. This is knowledge. It's all it all kind of runs together.
That's the buzzword that I was looking for, root cause analysis. So because the root cause here might be completely different than you might expect if you just take a look at the data with a, let's say, late payment here. So, but still, there is more than one option, but how to take action on this, right? And in this example, if you, let's say, apply the knowledge you already had with this maybe new learning, and reflect upon your values, your credit policy, your beliefs, your risk appetite, and so on. So your wisdom might be here, instead of now sending reminders earlier, escalating faster, and pressuring the customer. In this case, it might be better to ask sales, or to demand from sales, to really request PO numbers for high value orders. And if they can't achieve that because the process has no PO numbers from the customer point, then it might be good for credit control to delay the first reminder, maybe by 1 week, when the amount is high and there's no PO number available, to save the effort of chasing a payment.
Or it could be having all this information and so on. It then, the wisdom then is being able to offer alternatives, and this is where shared service center leaders are looking to solve their ambition that shared service centers become centers of excellence, knowledge hubs. They bring value to the business, and this is an example of bringing value to the business. So one, yes, it could be the purchase order number situation needs to be adhered to because that's what the customer wants. Or another example could be that maybe these higher value invoices are consolidated invoices, so they get generated once a month. So maybe the solution is to negotiate with the customer that they get done every day or every week. And then if they're then below this 10,000 threshold, then that PO situation may not necessarily apply. Yeah. So this is an example of bringing value to the business. You're offering a whole range of alternative solutions rather than what's tended to happen historically. Because of being rather silo orientated, you get stuck in those first two lines of just data, process, data, data, information, process, and not coming up with solutions.
Absolutely. So this is the reason. So next week on Thursday, we do have our Credit Control Coffee Club. It's all about knowledge and learning, and we have the full hour so we can dive deeper and, of course, run a discussion with the audience regarding their experience and what their learning points were. Great. Okay. We're nearly done. Maybe because our flagship event is not that far away. The Credit Matters 14th conference. Any quote on that, Mark?
Yeah. Just as it says, Credit Matters 14 is 3 months away from tomorrow, Friday the 13th. Program. The latest program is right up to date now on the website, and the presenters we got is our strongest program yet. We're covering all aspects of order to cash and much more, not only existing challenges and opportunities, but we're also very much looking to the future as well. So if you want to get ahead in our world, please come and join us. There's only about 35 places remaining. So please come and join us. And for information every day, we're posting every day. Please scan the QR code and follow us on the Callisto Grand LinkedIn as well. And today's post, which is going out around about now, is an absolute cracker. It's a Throwback Thursday. And the video there is from our very first conference. See if you can recognize me.
I will give it a try. So thank you, Mark. Thank you for joining, and see you next week.
See you soon. Bye.